that were central to them, the issues that mattered to them in the world. And so we made sure that we were creating more of an intersectional feminist focus, and that included fashion and pop culture, but that also, you're right that there was no model for success for that at the time. There were a lot of people that were like, "Oh, Teen Vogue, talk about politics, justice issues," like, and we got pushback. You know, folks thought it wasn't our place to go. But the reality is that young people have been at the forefront of social justice issues for generations. It was certainly, I won't say scary, but there was an uncertainty about how it would pan out. But we knew that we had to do the right thing, and we felt like we had to be a part of the right side of history. And I'm very proud to say that we have been. We
Hmm.
are on the right side of history, and that we are better serving our community and our audience, our
Well,
consumers.
let's talk about that though, because you can actually give some advice to people who are working at these brands, whether they're at the top or whether they're the intern. These brands are going to now have to do some of what you've already done. I mean, when you're a pioneer, that means you've been there, done that. What do these brands need to do to get relevant and to catch up to this moment?
So there's three steps I would say that any individual brand or corporation can follow. First of all, you have to take inventory of where you are. You can't be a part of a solution if you don't recognize how you are part of the problem.
Oh, you better
And so
preach. Oh, can you say that one more time? Just preach.
I think, like, nobody wants to say they're racist. Nobody wants to I raise their hand and say, I haven't done my part here, or I recognize that I could do better. And so
That's
it's,
right.
I think, important to just acknowledge what
That's step
what
one.
what part do you play? What part have you been playing in this? And take inventory. What does the complexion of your newsroom look like? Who's in your
Mhm.
boardroom? Who has those board seats? And let's look at every level of management, all the way down to the intern level. Take an honest assessment of where we are. And I don't mean just looking at your campaigns. And so we have to
Mhm.
push ourselves to go further. And so that's part of step one,
That's
is
step
taking
one.
inventory. Step
Hmm.
two, take ownership, acknowledging
Wow.
where you need to change, where you need to do better. And then the third step is take action, do better,
Mhm.
commit
Do that.
to being a part of solutions that are going to move us from where we are to a better, more equitable future.
So, for example, Sephora said they're going to give 15% of their shelf space to black-owned brands. Now, I think to me, that's a lot. I mean, does that strike you as too much, too little? I mean, what is that when you talk about taking action? Is that the kind of action, or what kind of action might really meet the moment?
Is there something I can do with my contacts, with my experience, with my skill set? What can I uniquely do? I hope everyone's asking themselves that question. And
Hmm.
one of my very close friends, Aurora James, and I were having a conversation when all the protests were kicking off about what we want to see from companies, because we were starting to see all the we stand with the black community and Black Lives Matter was starting to come from companies that we're just like, how in the
Really?
world is this by this corporation when they have zero black people in their executive leadership team? Something's not adding up. And so what we sat there and we thought about, what is our ask to brands? So Aurora James, who is my dear friend, and she is a black business owner. She's a successful accessories designer. She and I spoke, and she decided that she was going to say, I want to start something. And
Yeah.
this is the kind of the origin story for what became the 15% pledge. And now the
Gotcha.
15% pledge, which Aurora James founded, and I'm working with her on, it's saying to corporations, specifically big box retailers, you need to go beyond making a statement to stand in solidarity with the Black community. You need to go beyond even a one-time donation. What we are asking for is 15% of your shelf space to be dedicated to supporting Black businesses, Black owned businesses. That is a
That's great.
big ask. And the reason we
It,
decided 15% is because 15% of the population, nearly 15% of the population is Black. So let's see
right.
ourselves represented equally on your shelves. And
That's
it has
amazing.
been 3 weeks, and this thing has already exploded. It has encourage you to go to the website 15percentpledge.org and sign the petition. So help
Mhm.
us keep the pressure on these companies to continue to fuel money. Retailers that we're targeting